Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Movement as Medicine. I'm trying something new and doing YouTube this time, and that's nice for people who aren't aware of the Facebook group to be able to access it. So anyways, I'm out here in my garden because it's a beautiful day. Of course, you don't have to be outside to do this class with me, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm doing these classes online now, and the class is donation-based. In the description, there should be links to PayPal and Venmo. The suggested donation is between $11 and $22, and any less or more is perfectly fine. So the main thing is that you enjoy the class, and we get to feel good in our bodies together. I hope you enjoy this offering. Go ahead and grab whatever you feel you might need. This class today is going to be mostly standing, so you don't need too much stuff around the floor. So let's go ahead and get going. Okay, I'm going to just take this down just a little bit. There we go. So starting out, coming into your mountain pose, you can either stand with your feet a little bit apart from each other, or you could have your feet together, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to go ahead and bring our hands to our hearts. And just start by taking some nice deep breaths, allowing the air to flow in and out freely in a way that feels really soothing to your nervous system and to your body. And I want you to begin to really tune into your body. So if it helps to close your eyes or just to get a soft gaze, go ahead and do that. And start out by really feeling your feet on the ground. And allow yourself to just shift your weight a little bit, gently rocking your weight back into your heels and then forward into your toes. Nice and slow. And then a little bit from side to side. Shifting your weight from one leg to the other. You can slightly bend the other leg. And just noticing what that feels like. So bringing your awareness down into your legs, into your feet, into your hips. And on our next inhale, we're going to go ahead and burst our hands up. And exhale them down. Go ahead and let your chest lead you down into a forward fold. Sideways. Allowing yourself to come down as far as feels good for your body. You can allow the legs to continue to explore a little bit of side to side, a little shifting. Let everything grow loose and heavy. And keep that breath going. Full inhale, full exhale. And slowly rolling up. Inhaling your arms up to the sky. And interlace your fingers at the top and go ahead and keep your pointer and your thumb straight. And create a lot of space in your side ribs. So you're really opening up the rib cage here. And allow yourself to bend from side to side. You want to keep the stretch like this side, keep this leg straight. And the other leg can bend, and you can shift your hips that direction. And that way you get a really nice curve in that side bend. And you can move at your own pace from side to side. Really extending long, reaching your arms. Flip your palms up and go ahead and look up towards the sky. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, step your feet nice and wide and dropping down into a forward fold again. Letting your head hang heavy. Allowing yourself to shift and bend from side to side. So go ahead and let one leg bend while the other is straight, and then shifting over to the opposite side. One leg bent, the other straight. And you can do this from side to side a few times. And coming back to center, walk your hands a little bit forward, coming into a wide-legged downward facing dog. Relaxing your feet, spreading them wide on the ground. Spreading open your hands and fingers. Getting a nice stretch in your hamstrings. And go ahead and shift the weight forward and look up. And shift it back and look down. And just allow yourself to flow back and forth between your hands and your feet. And walking your hands back to center. And then bend your legs and slowly roll up. And arms come out to the sides. So I'm going to turn one leg outwards so that the toes are facing directly out to the side and the heel is facing back this direction. The other foot down here is going to be facing forward but slightly turned. The toes just slightly turned a little bit in. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Create a lot of space in your chest and your shoulders. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend down into your warrior two. If your knee starts to go past your ankle and toes, you're going to want to step this other foot a little wider so that you can create a nice angle there. You don't necessarily need to drop all the way down into that 90-degree angle. That can be a little bit intense. So the main thing is that your knee stays above your ankle. Exhale your arms down. Bring them to your heart. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, release. So it's almost like we're gathering the energy in our hearts and then lifting that up the sky and letting it just rain down all around us. One more time. And go ahead and straighten both legs. Turn your toes the other direction. So on this side, the toes are facing straight out. And on this side, the toes are just almost facing fully forward, but slightly turned in. And inhaling the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, go ahead and sink down into your warrior two. Once again, making sure that your knee does not go past your ankle. You can gaze at your hands, one side and the other, and get a little stretch in your neck. You can explore different positions of your hands. and arms. And exhale your arms down and bring your hands to your heart. And release up to the sky and slowly let that fall down around you. Once again, hands to your heart. Inhale that energy into your heart. Exhale, reach to the sky and let that energy flow down around you. One more time. And straightening both legs, turning your toes inward. Go ahead and roll your shoulders a few times here. And then I want you to imagine you're gathering energy towards yourself, letting it slowly come down. You can bend your knees. I have my toes slightly turned out, kind of like this angle, so that it's easy to come into this warrior squat, this goddess squat. So go ahead and just pump that energy in a toroidal circulation. So up through your center, out and down. Up through your center, out and down. You can have your arms be different heights, going up to the sky or just at the heart level. And bringing the arms up and exhale down. Almost like you're painting, like your hands are the paintbrush. Inhale up. Exhale down. See how much you can really get into this one. Feeling every little movement of your body working together. And let those arms float down to the sides. And reach your arms behind you. And interlace your fingers and go ahead and straighten those arms and get a nice stretch. Squeezing your shoulder blades together, opening your heart. You can even let your head rest over to one side, your ear coming towards your shoulder, getting a nice opening on the opposite side in your neck. You can shift the angle of your gaze, looking down or out or up, and just noticing the different ways that that can shift your stretch so that you feel it in different areas. And maybe there's a certain area that feels a little tighter than the others, and maybe you can just hang out there and take some deep breaths. That sounds good. And then over to the other side. Once again, allowing for a little bit of movement, exploration. Just noticing what's going on in the neck on this side. Finding where that certain special spot is that needs a little bit more attention, and then just hanging out there and breathing. Might not be the same as the other side. A lot of times if we sleep on our sides, or we tend to cock our head over to one side when we're listening or talking or watching something, we can end up with different areas from side to side that are tight and loose. Go ahead and release your hands from behind you, and we will come back to center and just roll your wrists out here. Straightening the arms as your wrists continue to circle and exploring some different angles, slowly coming up to the sky. And right in front of you, slowly coming down, reversing. Actually, it looks like I'm doing now some kind of a figure 8 pattern with the wrists. You can let the fingers sort of fan themselves out here. And let's go like the paintbrushes, but this time opposite arms. And slowly getting more and more expansive. Allowing yourself to adjust your speed and your tempo based off of your own body. Tuning into your own body and listening to it, asking it to show you at what pace it wants to move. If there's any areas that it feels like it wants to go a little slower. I've been doing a lot of moving. I changed rooms in my house. And so I was carrying a lot of stuff up and down the stairs. And because I'm right-handed, this right shoulder is pretty tight and crunchy right now. So I feel like when I bring that arm up and down, it needs to go a little bit more mindfully and slowly than the other side. The other side feels fine. Go ahead and let those arms just cascade and unfurl, open. You can even let the fingers once again fan out to create that nice pattern with the fingers. The pinky is the closest towards the face, and the thumb and pointer are the furthest away as you unfurl. And bringing your hands to your heart and just bowing to life, to yourself, to each other. And shoot those arms up. And exhale, put your hands at the heart and bow. You can let the knees bend a little bit here. And continue this movement. You can open the hands at the top. And feel it once again, your whole body engaging in this movement. Noticing if there are certain spots that feel a little bit more inaccessible and tight. And areas that feel a little bit more loose and open. Okay. Go ahead and let's just shake it out really quickly. Shake, 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 shake. There's a bird that has a really beautiful voice. I decided I didn't need music. Go ahead and let your arms begin to swirl around your body, allowing yourself to twist. And do a little bit of freestyle movement here, a little bit of graceful, energetic, dance-like motion. Breaking through those lines and barriers. Let out a sigh. And go ahead and place your hands right on your hips. And we're just gonna allow our hips to move around a little bit. So go ahead and continue to sway those hips. And go ahead and shake it out. All right, coming into tree pose. Coming into tree pose, go ahead and bring your weight down into one of your legs and let the other leg bend so that just your toe is touching. And depending on your level of balance and strength that you have, you can either just stay here like this. If you need to hold on to something, you can definitely do that. Please always modify and adjust as much as you possibly can so that it's more suited to you. This is just a general, when you follow a yoga teacher, it's just a general approach, but really you need to listen to your body and decide where your body feels the most comfortable and where you can meet yourself perfectly. So if you want to stay here, that is perfectly fine. But if you feel like you have balance, you can bring your foot to the calf or to the inside of the knee or all the way up into the inner thigh, depending on where you are at today in your practice. And having your hands at your heart and just breathing. Feeling all the different muscles working together. Looks like the neighbors are playing some tunes. And bringing your hands, if it feels comfortable, up over your head. Creating space in the side body. Stretching through your waist, through letting your internal organs get a nice stretch here. I like to imagine sometimes that I have somebody spotting me, and I just sort of imagine their hands placed in various places on my body that I feel would be supportive. And definitely, if that works for you too, I highly recommend it. We can use our imagination to create added support. And slowly bringing those hands down. Switching to the other leg, you can kind of walk it out for a second here. And grounding down into the other leg, coming up onto the toe of the other side, taking a moment and deciding if you need to just stay here or if you are ready to come to whatever height works for you for tree pose today. And bringing the hands to rest at the heart. And we're not doing the high heart, we're going to do the low heart. So you kind of get a stretch here on the bottom side of your wrists. I guess it's a little bit closer to the solar plexus, maybe, at least for me. Once again, imagining, if you will, that somebody is holding you maybe at your ribs or your sides. Taking some nice deep breaths. And slowly bringing your hands up, creating space through the waist. Really, really feeling centered and open throughout the whole core of the body. Drawing those shoulders back, opening that chest, allowing the neck and head to be long and elevated. And slowly releasing down. And go ahead and let those arms do a little bit of circling and wave-like motions. And a deep breath in. Go ahead and scoop down towards the ground, gather that energy up and release. And again, gathering and release. So just grabbing a hold of the opposite elbow. I want you to just side bend here, one side to the other. And then looking up, a little bit of a back bend. And we're going to forward fold again. Coming down, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. And grab your elbows again here. And just adds just a little bit more weight and stretch. And really breathing into the back of your shoulders, seeing if you can direct your expansion as you inhale into that part of your body. Trying to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Go ahead and switch which way your arms are holding you. And slowly rolling back up. That is the very last thing. Looking up. All right, let's bring our hands to our shoulders, and we're just going to circle the elbows here. And let's do opposite. And bring a little bit of a twist into this motion. And opposite direction, coming forward now. And inhale the arms up to the sky. And we're going to exhale into eagle. So one arm swings under the other. And then depending on your level of flexibility, you can either just keep your hands as close as you can towards each other, or if you're flexible enough, you can twist all the way around. And we're going to go ahead and just inhale into a back bend. Lifting our elbows to the sky. Exhale, letting the elbows sink down into a bow. And again, inhale up. And exhale, down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Go ahead and drop all the way into your forward fold. Let your knees bend softly. And if you can, go ahead and reach around the back of your legs or your elbows. And see if you can squeeze your chest and your face a little closer towards your legs. It's okay if you bend your legs. And release, rolling up. Inhale your arms up. And this time as you exhale, you're going to come into eagle arms again, but opposite arm goes under this time. So once again, you can either stay like this, or you can flip all the way around. And once again, we're going to inhale those elbows up. Exhale and bow. Inhale, slowly up. Exhale, slowly down. And last time, inhale, slowly up. And exhale, slowly down. Letting yourself come all the way down into forward fold. Reaching around your legs if possible. Reaching for the elbows. You can have your arms the opposite way. If you were crisscrossed one way the first time, you can crisscross the other way. You breathe. Draw your chest and face in towards your legs. Get a little squeeze of your internal organs. Nice deep breaths. Directing that breath exactly where it needs to go into tight spots. But in a gentle way, nothing forceful, and slowly rolling back up to standing. Head is the last to come up. And go ahead and bring your hands interlaced behind your back and just let them rest on your hips. And I like to have my thumb up as well, and it just creates a little spot that they can rest there. We're just going to breathe like this as a chest opener. And you can imagine that you're a little piece of seagrass, and just let yourself sway. And you can let your head hang heavy. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. And see how softly you can allow yourself to just hang and breathe into any tight spaces as your chin comes towards your chest. Not forcing it, just letting the weight of your head hang heavy. Go ahead and release your arms. Give your wrists a few swirls. And this time giving yourself a really big hug, reaching around all the way around your shoulders as much as you can. And go ahead and just let yourself twist from side to side. And opening your arms back up. Inhaling up to the sky. Exhale halfway. And give yourself another big hug, opposite arm on top. Reaching all the way around. And this time, letting yourself hang over to one side. And then hang over to the other side. You can inhale back to the center. And exhale into your side bend. Let everything grow heavy. Move at your own pace. And slowly release. Go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. And just take some nice deep breaths into your heart space. Allow yourself to feel the muscles of your chest, of your ribs, of your heart expand as you inhale. And relax as you exhale. You can allow yourself to gently bow your head as you exhale and look up as you inhale. And release. Go ahead and step wide again for triangle, preparing our body. Once again, turning the toes out to the side and basically creating this horizontal plane with one leg and foot. And then the other side is toes pointing forward and slightly in like that. And we're going to inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale out to a horizontal plane, and then just windmill ourselves over into our triangle. Really letting that hip reach out in the opposite direction. You can let your hand either be free hanging or on your leg or on a block, in front or behind. There's different variations that you can explore. But you want to create as much space as you can between your fingertips. And you can also explore different angles of your head and neck. You can look up towards the sky. You can look down towards the ground. And take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and circle that hand over the head to the ground. And then as it comes up, go ahead and lift yourself up as well and turn to the other side. So these toes are now out, and these toes are forward and slightly in. Inhaling up. Exhale, horizontal. And windmill into your triangle. Creating as much space as you can from fingertips to fingertips. Allowing yourself to explore the angle of your head and neck. Whether you're looking up at the sky or down to the ground. And allow this to either be static or in motion. So you could either hold the position of your head and neck, or you can allow it to fluidly move and explore. Discovering exactly where your body is needing a stretch. And deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to circle that arm down to the ground. And as it comes up, you're going to bring yourself up as well. Take a nice deep breath, let out a nice long exhale. And then coming back to your mountain pose, feet about hip distance apart, toes are forward, heels are back, hands at your heart. Nice deep breath. Imagine roots growing out through the soles of your feet into the ground. Imagine branches growing out through the crown of your head, out to the sky. Feel yourself both deeply connected to the earth as well as to the sky. Your body being that bridge between. allowing your breath to move energy and allow it to flow in and out. Imagine you're gathering energy up through the roots, up through your feet, into your body. And as you exhale, imagine that energy is flowing out through your branches, growing out towards the sky, towards the sunlight. And then you can imagine those branches growing leaves. And as you inhale, you can imagine you're gathering sunlight in through your leaves, down your branches, in through the crown of your head, down into your body. And as you exhale, you're sending that energy down into the earth, releasing anything you need to let go of. Letting out a nice long sigh. And now I'm going to go ahead and just come down here to a seated position just for this last little bit. Shift this forward. And for this last little bit, we'll just do a little bit of toning. So it doesn't matter if you're standing or sitting. But we're just going to make some noise together. So however you feel most comfortable. We're going to let out sound however it feels good. It doesn't have to be an om. It can be an or a hum or any sound that you feel you'd like to create in this moment. And we're going to create reverberations by using tapping. So other hand. See if you can find the sound that feels like it creates the best feeling for you. And that sound can transform as you can hear mine does. Go ahead and do something that makes your voice have not a continuous flow of sound, but breaks it up into almost like that tapping that we were doing on our bodies, but with your voice. It's kind of silly. I guess laughing works too. Have you heard of laughter yoga? It's a thing. You hang out with a bunch of people and you laugh. Maybe we'll do some laughter yoga right now. My neighbors can be like, why is that girl sitting in her yard laughing? She's nutty. And your neighbors can think the same thing of you. It's the ultimate goal as a yogi. So in laughter yoga, we go through the different vowels. So A, E, I, O, U. So we'll start with A, and it'll be a long vowel, A, like ah. So ha 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 ha. Why are we laughing? I don't know. Okay, that was good. See, it just makes you really happy because you're like, I'm a nutball. Okay, E. You can feel it in your cheeks. That was a good one. I don't know who the one person is that's watching right now. I can see that in this live stream, there's one person watching me. I hope that you're giggling with me too. Okay, E, A, E, I. Okay, I. How do we do an I? Ha, he, hip. Oh, that's like a little kid laugh. That's a good one. So it's like a I sound. Okay. Oh. So this is like the Santa Claus laugh, you know. And then the U is like ooh. So we'll move on to that one as our grand finale. That was good. My cheeks hurt. Like, I did yoga today and I'm kind of sore in my cheeks. That's when you know it was a good yoga session. So anyways, I hope that your body feels a little more relaxed and loose and open, but also strong and toned and supple, and that your spirits feel both peaceful and soothed and calmed, as well as uplifted and silly and brightened. Yeah. Thanks again for doing a yoga session with me in my garden. And I'll see you next time. Don't forget that there's links in the comment section. I will add those to the YouTube video. I put them in the Facebook group, but they'll be up in the YouTube video soon, because I don't know if it automatically uploads or if it takes a second. But anyways, links to my Venmo and PayPal. So appreciate the donations. This is how I put bread on the table. So it's a suggested $11 to $22 donation, but any less or more is perfectly fine, and all is gratefully appreciated and accepted. So thank you, and namaste. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.